Before the arenas, before the awards.
This is b4Nashville Live. Have a question for our guest? Send it to us via Messenger.
Here's your host, George Davis.
And welcome back to Before Nashville, where we're introducing the country stars of tomorrow to the country fans of today. My co-host tonight, Sarah, she is from In the New Music, and it is an Instagram page. You can go check it out. She's got a lot of great new artists on there. And if you want to make a comment, you want to say hi, you can do that. Just hop right there on our comment page, and we'll be ready to rock and roll with that. All right. So joining me tonight, a couple of guys that are very accomplished. One of them has some Grammy Award nominations. The other is an accomplished writer, making a name for himself as a vocalist and a player in Nashville. And they have joined forces to become Exit 216. And we'll explain the reasoning behind the name here in just a little bit. I've got Steven and Cole with me tonight. Guys, how are you doing?
We are great. We are chilling.
Doing mighty fine.
Glad to be here.
All right. Well, we're going to start off just kind of getting a little bit of background about each of you. So, Cole, I'm going to start with you. Give us a little background of growing up and, just how you got to where you're at right now.
Gotcha. Well, I'm born and raised here in Nashville, Tennessee. And I got two brothers and a sister. And I've played baseball my whole life, gone to public school, lived the southern life, You play 3 sports and, go to church on Sunday. And so that's been my life. I thought that I was going to take the route of playing college baseball, but I kind of just, I didn't have the love for it anymore. So I kind of chose music. And so that, one thing led to another, and now I'm here playing music with my man Steven.
It's not a bad decision.
That's right. It's a very good decision. Sarah's got a question for you real quick. I'm going to let her jump into that before we step over to Steve and learn about him.
Okay, so the question was why you chose to drop your scholarship for baseball and go into music, but you kind of just said answered that a little bit.
I can answer that a little bit better. At the time, it wasn't like I didn't know Steven for 2 years after that decision. It's obviously not, the day after walking to the park I just met Steven. No, I
read all that.
But I think there was just a lot of things going on in my life. I had a lot of mixed directions, but I just had lost the love for the game, and it just didn't suit me. There's just a whole nother level of dedication to the game once you get to that level, and I kind of got a glimpse of that. I practiced with a lot of teams, a lot of different colleges, and I went through those training camps, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm not supposed to be here. So that was kind of the motivation behind it. And I've had the thought in the back of my head, I'm kind of good at music. Maybe I should take a stab at that. Maybe that's more realistic than trying to beat these guys throwing 100 miles an hour when you can,
When you can sing most people that you know. That's
a great point. When you're never mind, I'm not gonna say anything.
So here's the question that came to my mind as you're talking about that, because Sarah and I were having a conversation today, and there were a lot of musicians. I mean, Brett Young, of course, he played baseball, but he got out because of an injury. But then you got Matt Stell that had a scholarship to play basketball and even had and played basketball. And then he had a scholarship to Harvard to go to med school.
Wow.
And then I think Chris Lane played baseball. So what is the draw from sports to music? I mean, that's kind of odd.
Yeah, it is.
Sports is intertwined with music culture, Not a single guy that plays a sport isn't constantly listening to music. It's so like intricately intertwined, everything you do involves music. You walk up to the plate, you got a song playing. You make a shot, then you get your name shout it out in a Drake song, if you're Chef Curry with the shot, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, I think that's why it's kind of easy for that to kind of happen.
Right. I've always wondered about that because it seems like a lot of guys do that. Now, Steven, you come from a little bit of a different background because you were in music, but you were in pop music before you got to country.
Yes,
but from what I'm reading and what I'm understanding, country was always there. I mean, you were born and raised in Savannah, Georgia, and I'll give that part away. But you are working in pop music, and then you decide to follow your dream of country music. So tell us a little bit about Steven and his early life and getting up into the point you're at right now.
Well, my story is an interesting one. Like I said, born and raised in Savannah, Georgia, brother of 4. I have one sister. I lost my parents when I was 18 and 19 years old, and that inspired me to want to figure out what I wanted to do with myself. So I got on a Greyhound, my older brother, and we decided to sing on the street in LA for till we got discovered. So we just hit the ground running every day, just singing on the street until we got discovered by one of Flo Rida's A&Rs. And basically he gave us an opportunity to write in the studio. We ended up writing the hook and it took off. And from there we started writing with Justin Bieber and Madonna. That's where I met Bruno Mars and other people like that. And just a very fortunate one of those movie kind of stories where it's no way these guys are going to probably do something like that, but it ended up happening. And honestly, I was on the last month, I believe, of about to leave LA to give it up because street performing every day for 6 years, it was getting tough on me. And 25 years old being broke, it just wasn't cool. You know what I mean? So I was like, I can't do this, and that's when it happened for us.
So you, I'm going to kind of pick on you for a second because you dropped a few names in there that the people listening to pop music might know. I mean, there's that Bruno Mars guy. I mean, I don't know. He's got some kind of wall bling or something, and Flo Rida does too. And then you get to Nashville, and then all of a sudden you've wound up with a little wall bling yourself because of a guy that you connected with. And wrote a #1 song. And that's a guy. And I mean, his name, I mean, Sarah, he's kind of known around the country music world, isn't he?
Oh yeah. Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good guy, and Luke, what's his Combs. That's it. Luke Combs. Yeah, that's it.
I think I heard of him. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was great.
How did that happen that you went into the studio and you wrote the song One Number Away with Luke Combs?
Well, it's so crazy. When I met Luke, he was like an aspiring, just artist and, just like anyone else trying to figure out life. When he came in, he was more of a fan of my resume and he wanted to, just write. He was like, man, I want to write. So it's so funny. The song we actually wrote that One Number Away song, we actually pitched that song. Because Luke was trying to get a cut in Nashville like everybody else. He wanted to get a hit. I remember Luke telling me man, I don't have enough money to even make it to some of my shows. He was just really trying to figure it out. And and it just shows that no matter what people say in town or wherever, that if you believe in yourself, you can make it. Because I mean, he got knows by so many people in town. I mean, people forget that She's Got the Best of Me was on the album he put out 5 years ago. Around the time I met him, he had She's Got the Best of Me already on the album that he put out. And he had a pretty good following on Vine. But people weren't really taking him seriously. So when he did take off, I was so happy for him. It was just well-deserved because the first time I heard him sing, I was like, bro, you have the voice of a soulful angel and you're going to be successful for sure.
I agree.
Wow. And to tell Luke Combs that and to see where he's at now, where I always say he's kind of got a Midas touch. Anything he touches turns to gold.
Turns to gold. And honestly, it's just an honor to be a part of somebody's career like that. And honestly, it's very rare when you can, be a part of someone's career that you just, you never expect. It's almost like those stories when Nathan Chapman started working with Taylor Swift and they, everything she did was just like boom, 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 boom. So just to be a part of it is just so cool.
And the cool thing is, because now meeting you, I know 2 people that have written with Luke Combs or have a song with Luke Combs.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
So now you guys you've kind of left the worlds of where you were separate because Cole is in college and you are heading back to Nashville, and somehow you guys connect. So I'm going to leave this open to both of you, and y'all can just share it. But how did that connection? Well, I guess we'll leave that up to Steven because we just lost him.
I lost Cole for a second. Hopefully
We lost him.
Cole, where'd you go, buddy?
I'll do the best to explain.
There he is.
There he goes.
So
you good, bro? So I mean,
it was just cutting out so hard.
Oh no, you good, bro? So one of Cole's friends, name's Keegan. He was just on The Voice. I had a session with him. I don't know how we connected, but it was a writing session. And I asked him. I said, "Do you know any white guys that can sing, like soulful, like give me like Luke Combs or Chris Staples, just something that got some soul, some country, some personality, swag, all of that in one." He's like,
right.
I know a guy, and he's amazing. And he sent me a video of him singing, and I was like, I just knew right then if he was open to being a part of this idea, that it would be huge. And as soon as I called him, like that day or the next day, I don't remember, I called you, Cole. You were just like, I'm in, man. I heard of you already. You was like, I already know about you. You was like, I'm in. And I mean, from there, it was just like, what are we going to call ourselves? And we just kind of hit the ground running in the studio and just working on ideas.
Right. So Cole, when Steven came to you, what was the first thought you had in your mind?
I think he might have lost.
Lord have mercy.
Froze again.
It's cutting out so hard. Well, there we go. Say the question again.
So what was the first thing that came to your mind whenever you and Steven connected?
Oh, okay. So this is actually kind of funny. My manager, Sean Conn, has known Steven in the past, and I had known Steven. I actually went to when he had his number one with Luke Combs. I went to the number one party for the song with my manager Sean, just as like just to go and to see all this stuff. And I watched Steven talk and on this panel with Luke. And I didn't meet Steven then, but I saw him then. I didn't even meet him, but I met Luke Combs, and I talked to Luke for like 10 minutes. So it's funny. A year goes by, and he calls me, and he's like, "My name's Steve." I'm like, "Dude, I know who you are. Like, I know exactly who you are." And it was crazy. I was like, "Absolutely, I'll do it tomorrow. What time can we go?" And that was
we hit the ground running. Like, I mean, we pretty much hit the ground running, and then COVID happened, and then we were, and if you want to know that story, but we got so much done in the studio. Some of our best songs that we have till this day, we did like as soon as we met each other.
First 3 weeks.
Yeah, first 3 weeks we locked in and got a lot done, and that actually kind of paved the way for where we're going now in our career.
That's
wow.
good.
That's pretty cool.
I was kind of wondering about that.
Yeah, thank you.
And then you call yourselves Exit 216, which people in Nashville or who've ever been to Nashville might understand that, but then some folks don't. So where did the name of the duo come from?
Well, the exit 216 is the Nashville Airport. So that's the airport you get off or on to go to the city, or if you're leaving out of here to go out of town. So that's the exit you take to get to the airport. So for me and Cole, we just thought it would be like, first, how many groups or duos have a number in their name? We thought that was neat. And then two, like, it just shows that we're going places, and we plan on doing big things and bringing people here to see us, and us going places to see them. So we just thought, what a cool way to honor Nashville, but also to show where we're going in the future and what we can accomplish by just bringing such an interesting and cool group together.
Right. I love the story behind that. That's really cool. I started to use Exit 216 for the podcast, but you guys stole it from me. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no, you can use it.
I didn't.
It's so versatile though. You can use it.
That's funny.
No, I went with b4Nashville because we talked to artists who, these, and I'll say this to folks, the artists that you see on b4Nashville are not the typical artist, and no offense, guys, that you're going to hear on the radio every single day. They're up and coming artists. They're working. They're busting their tails to get that record deal to where they are going to be heard on the radio all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
But until then, they're not the Kenny Chesneys or the Blake Sheltons or the Luke Combs or, that kind of thing.
Yep.
But you never know, just like with this, you never know where you may have come in contact with them.
Exactly.
One of these big guys. But we're just trying to help them launch their careers and get people to hear them and to notice them and to find out more about them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole theory behind this podcast. And I really, I have a huge heart for you independent guys, because I mean, you guys work 10 times harder than any of the guys that you hear on the radio, because they've already, I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
You guys are trying to get there. They've been there. They've been in your shoes.
Exactly.
But now they're there.
And honestly, I got to be honest with you guys. Like, me and Cole, we talk all the time. Like, we launched at such an interesting time with everything going on in the world. We came out the gate with a lot of great things happening. Still to this day, me and Cole, we understand how blessed we are to be making the waves we are. And it's only been, even to be on the show, like to have people like yourself know about us, it just means a lot, because we still feel like we haven't really got it. We haven't even played a show, but we've been on like USA Today, and Music Row debuted our first song, and we've got a lot of things going on, and we haven't even been together a year. So we understand that we're very fortunate, and we can definitely feel the momentum building.
That's amazing.
Cole, what is your take on the momentum of where you guys are going and how fast things are happening? I mean, it's going by record. It's going pretty quick.
And it's so, I'm just thankful. I can't, all I have is a heart of thankfulness, because like Steven tells me all the time, if we're on a call, he'll be like, Cole, this doesn't happen all the time, and it's so true. It took me a moment to really grasp it. As we gain more momentum, I unfortunately can see other people that aren't getting that same momentum, and I'm saying to myself, like, Lord, thank you so much that you're just all over this. So we're just thankful. I'm just thankful that we have it, because
right.
And if this is the farthest we get, that's enough for me,
Right.
I'm fine with this,
Yeah,
right.
we got a long way to go, but we're super blessed. So that's what we tell each other every day.
Right. So you guys are both writers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And everybody, the way I look at it, everybody has influences, whether you're a writer, whether you're a singer or whatever. So who are some of the writing influences that both of you have?
I'm always a fan of Cole's, because he's just such a musical guy. Like he's a lot deeper than me in the music world. So I want to hear his story first. Go ahead, Cole.
Okay. For sure, the first and foremost, the guy that like made me even want to start playing guitar and play music, John Clayton Mayer is the greatest of all time. He is my GOAT for sure. John Mayer, I wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for that dude's like dedication to being so good. So John Mayer, and then of course just like honestly his influences are also mine too, like Eric Clapton and the Eagles and just all the great rock and roll artists.
Oh yeah.
That's like embedded so deep in me because of my father and his great taste in music. So I would say, John Mayer, just a lot of the blues guys. And nowadays, to give you one, before Steven gives you his, to give you one right now that's current, that I just love so much as a writer, if that's what you were getting at, is Chris Stapleton, man.
Oh yeah.
He is so good. It's just it's almost like he's like one step under God, how good he is at writing. He's just, I mean, he's incredible. It's anyway.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I see that's an all-star. That's an all-star roster right there. That I don't know what to say after that. But I would say for me,
the same ones.
I would say Quincy Jones for sure. I'm a huge Quincy Jones fan.
Wow.
Mainly a lot of Motown guys. Smokey Robinson. And then for my third, I would probably say, this is tough. I'll probably say I would go Prince. Like, I feel like Prince was really dope growing up, knowing that he produced all of his stuff and wrote all that stuff. Just great ear. But as far as in country, I'm a huge fan of Ashley Gurley. His writing is just phenomenal. As far as like country writing, to me, he's like, you know, one of my favorite writers out here that I look up to. And I shared a stage with him at ASCAP Awards. Like, I don't know how that happened, but they put me on stage with Ashley Gurley to talk about music. And it was the best moment of my life.
Wow.
Oh, with Ashley Gurley, this is great. So I'm a huge fan of that guy's work.
Yeah.
I forgot somebody.
Oh, go ahead.
Donny Hathaway.
Oh, Donny Hathaway. Come on, bro.
One of my favorites. I'm singing this song to you.
Amazing.
I mean, this is
classic. Come on, man.
I love Donny Hathaway as well. The soul is all over it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but those are all good. Those are all good people though, for sure. All geniuses in their own right.
Oh yeah, they are. I mean, you know, the talking about Quincy Jones and Prince, and that's taking me back to my teenage years. I don't mean to make you guys feel old, but
hey, I grew up on. I mean, even when I was a baby, that's all I heard. You know, was
right.
Else was those songs, so it always stuck with me. You know.
Right, and then Chris Stapleton. I'm like you on him, Cole. He is one of my absolute favorite. I don't care if he's writing. I don't care if he's singing. Anybody that can take a song, okay.
Yep.
About a dog that they find in a parking lot.
Have mercy.
And make a song out of it that is just freaking amazing.
Oh my Lord. It's incredible. He's the best. To me, he is the best. And no one, he's untouchable. He's untouchable.
He writes the most relatable stuff that I've ever heard, and I mean, a lot of artists, that's what they do is write relatable, but nothing like Stapleton. I mean, like I said, with Maggie's song, I mean, come on.
I agree. He's a genius. Me and Cole are actually doing a cover to one of his songs tomorrow, so you guys look out for that. So we're excited.
All right.
Yep.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Awesome.
And I'm going to let Sarah step in, let her ask you a couple of questions, and then we'll get back to some other stuff. And then we got music coming up here from you guys here in just a bit that we'll talk about as well.
Awesome.
So, Sarah, I'm going to hand it over to you, and you throw them out there.
So this is my first time co-hosting ever, so I'm a little shaky here, but
no worries. Don't be worried. You're doing great.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm sitting in my bedroom because it's the quietest place in my house.
No worries.
But yeah. My question was, what made you decide to go from pop to country?
Oh, that's actually a great question. For me, I wanted a resume that anyone can look at and says, "Wow, this guy really wanted to be the greatest songwriter he could be." So for me, it was just testing myself and pushing myself to the limit on could I, you know, because growing up, I grew up, like I said, more in the R&B hip hop. And once I started getting in the studio and learning how I like to create, I started thinking outside of the box. So, you know, coming into pop and R&B and hip hop and then getting into Latin music, I did some stuff in Miami on some Latin stuff that was great. And I was like, what's next? Country. So I went after that. And I thought, like, what a great story to have a record chart in every genre, and that was my goal, and that's what I did.
That's awesome. It's good to hear.
Thank you.
Because basically, when the people see that on your resumes and stuff, they're like, "This is what we need." You know, he's done this a genre and this genre, he's got to be like one of the best. So let's take him. Let's get him.
I'm not one of the best. I think for me, it was just like I just want to show I can be diverse, in my creative, little hub. I just wanted to just show people that they can. You don't have to be boxed in. If you start off.
Oh no, definitely not.
And if you start off an R&B writer, you can do gospel. I mean, there's really no limit to what you can do if you put your mind to it.
Exactly. You can always do whatever you want to.
Exactly.
That's what I tell everybody. It's like, believe in yourself. Like,
exactly.
You can do it.
Exactly.
Like if you think you can do it, you do it. Don't listen to what anybody else says.
Exactly.
Just do it.
Exactly. That was the motivation behind it. So yeah, that was a good question. Great question.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, Sarah, let me throw one back at Steven for a second, because when you were talking about, doing the hip hop and the R&B and you're in every, you've got your toe in every genre, it's kind of like putting your foot in the swimming pool. You just kind of dipping it in everywhere. Is there a difference between writing say an R&B song and writing a country song?
For sure. I would just say, you know, what comes to mind when I think of R&B is more like, you know, I want to even say swag, but you know, it doesn't have to be as a story as I would say country. With country, everything is just really, you get a little box, and it's about how much you can fit in this little box. So you don't want to make it too complicated, but it wants to be easy enough, but yet also complicated enough where your peers would be like, wow, he really did that word with that word. So it's the little things, but it's also keeping pace of where you're going from the front to the end. And I think the difference between R&B is you can just go off feel. You can have a song just like, ooh yeah, girl, don't that look good? No, but you can't do that in country. You just can't you can't groove like that and leave it like that. And girl, don't you look good? I mean, you got to have words. You got to have the story of why she looks good. You got to detail what she's wearing. How's her hair? Does she have lipstick? Does she have heels? Does she have tennis shoes? I mean, it's really detailed in a little box. But if you pull it off right, you get a great song out of it.
That'd be the next new thing, though.
Yeah,
you have
that's what I started to say. Why can't you do that?
Exactly. It definitely tests me. You know, coming here with a more pop and R&B background, I will be honest. After a year of writing in Nashville, I was like, "There's no way I'm ever gonna get a number one, ever," because it was just so hard for me. Like it was just learning how, you know, when to say truck, when not to say truck, you know, when to say just the, you know, the things that you think are just cool to throw out, you know. Even to today, sometimes Cole gets on me for saying whiskey too much because I don't drink, but I just assume everybody loves whiskey in country. But
I like whiskey.
You know, it definitely tests me just as far as learning, and I'm still learning. I tell Cole all the time, like you know, even people that have placements still are learning and trying to, you know, try new things. And you're never too old to write a whack song, and you're never too old to write a great song. You know, you just got to keep.
So, Sarah, you got another question for him, real quick?
I have nothing. I mean, those were the questions that I thought I was gonna ask.
Oh, they were great questions. They were great. You did a great job.
So Cole, let me ask you something, because I mean you're a writer as well, and you've got a bit of a name in Nashville for your writing and stuff. What's your favorite part about writing?
My favorite part about writing? Oh man, my favorite part about writing is probably putting the melody to the words. I don't know. That's probably because that's the easiest. So that might be my favorite part.
And for me, Cole, that's the hardest. See, melodies come great for Cole. He's just gifted like that. But to me, melodies are so hard, and it comes out of Cole like so effortlessly. Like he just is so good at like finding a melody, and you'd be like, "Oh man, that's crazy!" And then he can pick up a guitar or piano and play it. The kid is like crazy. He's ridiculous, like talented.
He's saying a lot. He's saying a lot, but
it's all facts, bro.
It might be facts, but I definitely got a long way to go with like instruments. But yeah, I mean, just like my favorite part about writing is definitely applying the melody to the words, because that's probably the most crucial part of the whole thing when we're in the room and we're like, all right, we have this really cool concept, we have this really cool line. What's the melody? You know, how do we wrap this around? So it's the you know, it's the clothes that you're about to put on the song. You know, how much swag can you wear at one time?
True.
And that's my job.
I can see that.
That's dope.
So one thing you said when you were talking about, you know, you got a really cool line and then you do the melody. The formula, okay, from what I understand, because there's a formula in Nashville on how to write a song. It's not set in stone, because some artists will come in and they'll have the words on the paper, and then some artists will come in and they have a melody, and then they have to come up with the words.
Right.
So what is more your style? Are you more putting the melody out first, or do you come up with a line, or together you guys come up with a line and then you go, okay, I got a melody to fit that?
Okay. A lot of times, I think me and Steven don't follow like any formula or whatsoever. We just do whatever we want, and whatever's coming to us at the time. But for me though, like if I could I think it always works out better when you have a. John Mayer talked about this. He said that before he puts something to words, he has a great guitar riff. Like everyone knows what Gravity is, his song Gravity. When you hear the and you know it, it's right there. So I think that's kind of important. It's not as important in country because it's just a different. I'm learning that all the time because I didn't do this a lot growing up. I wrote different kind of songs, but yeah, I think for me and Steven, it's whatever's going on. Sometimes we'll have a great line with no melody. When Steven wrote One Number Away, I'm pretty sure he just had both of them at the same time, right? It was just
actually just the word, words and melody. I couldn't sleep and I just sung the hook basically down.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing I asked him as well. Like when we met the first day, I said, "Hey, before we write anything, can you just show me the voice memo of you singing One Number Away?" And I literally just was in awe. It was crazy.
You both have good voices.
I've
listened to your guys' song Brother first, and I thought that song was just amazing. And it like speaks a message to the world, especially with how the world has been today.
Mm-hmm.
It just the world's been going mad, and that's just the perfect song.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what me and Cole realized us coming together. It was bigger than just us doing music. Like we really are. I think we're really going to make a huge impact in the country world. Just in general, any world. I just feel like just people being able to see something like this is well needed right now. And we need more positivity. We need more brotherhood. All races across the board to come together and unify because we're all in this together. So that's on me because it's just about, we have our differences. We weren't born the same. We weren't raised the same. But end of the day, that shouldn't matter. So that's
exactly. It shouldn't matter. Yep. But yeah, your voices together are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all sound really
that will always
good.
probably be one of our favorite songs because me and Cole both had no clue what was going to happen when that song first came out. And then all of the press just comes out. Remember that, Cole? Music Row, all of these. It's like, what? We expected like no attention, nobody to really. Because we're like nobodies at this point. Like,
we hadn't even released the song yet. And Music Row had an article about it. And at that point, I was like, oh.
Like I said, it's the one that really caught me. I really liked it.
That means a lot to you,
sir.
Yeah, if I didn't realize that Music Row had done that, I would have went back and read that because we got I know who they are and stuff. So it's like, golly, I missed out on that one. But you went on and you wrote a song called "Robbery." Now, this song you wrote with a pop star, Mickey Williams, and we're going to get into the backstory on that.
Okay.
But before we do that, I want to play the song. And this is I've watched the video, and the video is killer. I got to say, the video is just amazing, and so is the song. But before we get into that, I do want to say that b4 Nashville being brought to you by Go-Go Tuners, a bunch of musicians got together and said, "Hey, we're going to make a tuner that everybody can tune a guitar with," and they have. And they've got this patented greener in retro out technology, super easy to do. So just go to gogotuners.com, check it out, and get yours today. Now on b4 Nashville, here's Exit 216 with Mickey Williams. This is "Robbery."
Yeah, baby, I saw you coming, but it was too late for running. When you whispered on your girlfriend's shoulder,
Sorry.
I knew that y'all would take things over. It was just like a movie, with the high heels burning up the concrete slowly. Maybe I should get away before you lock down this place. Somebody call 911, 'cause she's gonna take my cash for drinks. She's high like a smoking gun. And you walked in with your bag in your hand, blazing this whole damn bar, making a scene with the girls on your team, stealing every heart in the dark. I know you gotta get away, car parked right outside, waiting while you hold up every guy. I really can't explain what you did to me. but it felt like a robbery. Robbery. Bet you never saw me coming. Look on the wall, I'm the most wanted. If you're lucky to catch me tonight, I'll be gone with that sunrise. Yeah, I walked in with my bag in my hand, blazing this whole damn bar, making a scene with the girls on my team, stealing every heart in the dark. You know I gotta get away, car parked right outside, waiting while I hold up every guy, taking everything I want and nothing that I need. This is a robbery. Robbery. Somebody call 911. 'Cause she's gonna take my cash for drinks. She's high like a smoking gun. Making a scene with the girls on your team, stealing every heart in the dark. You know I gotta get away, car parked right outside, waiting while I hold up every time. You can't explain what you did to me, but it felt like a robbery. Robbery. Take what you want from me.
All right, that's exit 216 on Before Nashville. We're introducing the country songs of, or the country stars of tomorrow to the country fans of today. And that song, I mean, I got to say this, Steven, because if you wrote the lyrics on that, you did a good job not putting whiskey or truck in there.
Hey, thank you. See, Cole always get on me, so it's in the mind that I just can't say. So there you go. Thanks, Cole. Appreciate that.
I have a little mini co-host here with me.
Oh, hey, what's up,
buddy?
Man? Oh, what's up? Thanks, going on, buddy.
So where did the idea for Robbery come from?
Where did that come from? I believe I had wrote that song in a session, and I was just kind of thinking to myself, like, how we all been at a place where an attractive woman walked in, and just kind of stole the show, you know. So it was just kind of like that idea of like she stole our eyes, and it felt like a robbery, just by the way she worked the room, you know. So that was kind of like the idea of it.
And how did Nikki come into play in that?
I reached out to Sean and I said, hey, Sean, like, you know, I believe, she wanted to work with us and we wanted to work with her. We were trying to figure out a song to do together. And we played a robbery and she was like, this is cool. Like, I would love to jump on this. And that was the one that made sense. And it was cool to get her on a country song when she's a pop artist. So we just felt like her voice, I don't know, it complimented the song a lot. We both were really happy with her, what she did on it.
Oh yeah, I mean, she did such a great job, and you guys, I mean, y'all did the whole song sounds great. You guys did a great job as well. Cole, when you come in, dude, your voice is just killer.
Yeah, he's got the tone, like he's got it. It was.
Yeah, that tone is just killer.
Yeah, everybody.
Man, I get it from my daddy.
And Steven, not take away from you because I love the soul. It's kind of odd because you've got, I mean, and both of you do. Okay, I'm going to say this because you both have this soul sound that is just, it's kind of unheard in country music right now.
Thank you. I mean, honestly, we want to, that is great. Because when I first, the idea of, you know, when me and Cole got together, I wanted us to kind of be in that lane where you could hear a Chris Stapleton, a Luke Combs, and then, you know, like an Exit 216 right behind that guy. So, I feel like we could pull that off with our sound. And that's why I said we're still experimenting, finding our sound. It's still the early stages, but we have a lot of time and a lot of time and a lot of way to go with our sound. So we're excited for the future. Right.
So where do you see your sound in the next, say, 2 years?
Well, we got some big things on the horizon. We can't talk about it right now, but I feel like we could just have those timeless records. You know, we want to just create timeless music for country music. And we really want to, be one of the, of course, make history being the first white and black duo. So that's a huge goal of me and Cole, just to really make history. I think that's important. But more than that, just like I said, just do timeless music that the country community would love. We want to experiment a little bit, but we also want to stay true to the core roots of what country is today. Right.
And you guys, I mean, when you're putting the song together, like I said, the video, it's like you said, you got this. I wish I could have played the video instead of the song, but I'm having some issues of getting that done with my computer tonight. But when you guys, I mean, Nikki walks into the room, you guys are at a bar, and Nikki and her entourage come walking in, and you guys just, I mean, it's like, it looks like it's slowed down, but I could imagine that if you were in a bar, it's like your head spins so quick, you feel like it's about to come right off your neck.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, we've all been there where, an attractive woman caught your attention, and all you can do is be like, wow, I'm just frozen.
Absolutely. The first thing you do is you look for your boys. You say,
did that just happen? Exactly. Like, did that just happen?
Right. It's like, dude, over here, dude, look.
Steve. Don't look. But 11 o'clock.
Yeah, don't look, but look.
Exactly. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a blast. That was only our second video, so it was just such a cool experience because me and Cole, we're still kind of new to shooting videos and stuff. Even myself, I've been in the industry for a while, but we're both, like I said, growing with this together. So we were both just kind of like, all right, do I stand right here? So we just kind of having fun with it.
Yeah,
I heard music videos are lots of work, but really fun.
They are fun. And the more you do,
we had a great time.
It's because you get to, like I'm telling Cole, like he's gonna be probably directing videos within the next 3 or 4 we shoot, he's gonna be directing because it's like a bug. You kind of see things and you're like, oh, what if we did this and this? It becomes kind of addictive.
Yeah.
So that's something you're going to be adding to your resume then, Cole. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
That's funny you should say that. I got asked to try out for you guys know what Outer Banks is on Netflix?
Yeah.
This isn't gonna take away from anything we're doing musically, but it's just like a short little extra thing. But I got asked to try out for it I'm not directing, but yeah, I asked. I'm doing tomorrow. With me. Look,
bro. I hope you get it, man. Hey, bring a singer, songwriter, director. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That'll be dope.
That's pretty cool, man. You got all kinds of stuff on. And good luck to you. Keep us posted on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've caught the show a few times. I've not binge watched yet, but I've caught it
great. It's like a beach version of the Goonies. Older. Like beach version of the Goonies, but 20.
Nice.
They're looking for treasure from a ship that wrecked, and that's pretty much the premise. So anyway,
where do they film it at, Cole? Like, is it like something like that?
Ironically enough, they don't film it on the Outer Banks. They film it farther down in South Carolina. Okay. It's hilarious.
Okay, I love South Carolina. That's beautiful, bro. Let me know if you go, bro. I might have to carpool with you. You can put me in the trunk or something. I just want to go. I just want to carpool, bro.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to go through customs, Steven. You get right up front.
However I could go. Just you might not have room. Put me in the trunk, bro. It's all good.
Absolutely. Now you're on top.
Exactly.
Whatever it takes. Exactly. So speaking of filming and videos, where did you guys film the video for Robbery?
Where was that place, Cole? Where did we film?
So we filmed it we had original plans to film it at a place in West Nashville. We had a little discrepancy there was unexpected construction, so we diverted to the place called The Local in Nashville. It's right next to the Parthenon, and the owner was just so gracious with us, and we got in there, and we had a great time. And The Local is what it's called.
Yeah, The Local.
Yeah. Jeff owns that. Jeff Reed, right?
Yeah, Jeff Reed. I believe so. Yeah. It was fun though.
Great dude. Thank you, Jeff Reed, dude.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff Reed.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's been a big advocate for Nashville and everything that's going on. He and I have talked a few times, and he's just like a huge advocate for trying to get Nashville to open back up, and we're not going to get into the politics of pandemics. But so guys, I got to have fun. Even though I've had fun, I got to have more fun. All right. So I'm gonna shift gears here, and Sarah's still gonna hang around, but this is something that, and I've got to share this with her so she can jump in too from time to time. But well, let's just get into it. All right. We'll just do this, and then I'll throw them out there. All right.
Okay.
What the hell?
All right. This is a little segment I call "What the Hell." All right. And I just asked you some odd off the wall questions.
Let's go.
So here we go. And I'm going to just kind of go back and forth. Cole, I'm going to start with you. Okay.
Let me hear it.
What gift would be awkward to receive from your boss?
Oh, I don't know. An invitation to date his daughter. I guess that's a gift.
That's great.
That would be awkward. I'd be like, no.
Oh, that's great. All right. So, Steven, let's go to you. If you could marry a fictional character, who would it be?
Gamora, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my Lord. She's not fictional.
She said fictional.
She's real.
No, she's not real. That's a fiction, bro.
Yeah, she's a person.
She's a comic book.
Painted green.
Yeah,
I would marry her too. I'd marry her
Gamora. Good call.
All right. Let's see here. I'm going to skip that one. We'll try to keep the show at least PG.
Exactly. That's funny.
So, Cole, first off, do you have a favorite T-shirt?
Yes, I do. I do have a favorite T-shirt. It's am I supposed to say it?
Yeah. What's on it, or what does it say?
My favorite T-shirt is the all black T-shirt, and it has the driver's license of McLovin from the movie Superbad. And it says McLovin with the guy's picture on it. Hawaii. It's hilarious. Everyone always just stops and like, that's his shirt, and I'm like, yes, it is. That's funny. That's funny. Oh man.
No, I borrowed it from a friend, and I'm wearing it. If that's all right. All right, Steven, what's the funniest joke that you know by heart?
Oh man. It's so many. I'll probably say, oh man, what's one? I don't, man. It's so I don't know. They don't call. I think I forgot them, bro. I don't want to say a lame one, but there were just so many growing up. We used to clown each other all the time, but I don't even know any right now. But I think it was I saw your mama kicking a can down the street, and I asked her what she was doing, and she said moving.
That's
actually pretty funny. That's hilarious.
That's good. All right, Cole, can you impersonate anybody famous?
Absolutely.
Who can you do?
Oh, I don't know if this is. It might be creepy, but I can do a really good Joker impersonation. I mean, is that a thing or?
That'll work. Yeah.
Do it.
Throw it out.
Go for it. Go for it. I want to.
Okay, here you go. My father was a drinker. Let's put a smile on the face. There's my best.
That's pretty good.
I should have saved this next one for that if I known he was going to do that, because the next one was, what's the scariest thing you would do if you passed a stranger on the street?
I would probably say that would be it. That would apply to me. I'll take that one. I'll do it cold.
I'm sorry. I love the Dark Knight so much.
All right.
Oh,
so,
that's one of the best ones. Yeah. The Dark Knight.
Yeah, those are great. My son he's a big Batman fan. Big. So Steven, if you personalized your license plates, what would they say for your car?
Oh man, be humble, be kind.
There you go.
Or be humble and kind.
Humble and kind.
Or always stay humble and kind.
Yeah. Yep. That sounds like a song title.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Steven knows it.
Right.
All right. So kind of getting off of this a little bit and going to some other questions, but Cole, I'll start with you. You're 5 years into your career with Exit 216. and you get approached by a major artist to go on tour with them, and they say, all right, I want to take Exit 216 out on tour with me. Who is that artist going to be?
Oh, I mean,
Ooh.
I want to say John Mayer, but like at the same time, I would say I would want to tour with Chris Stapleton. He's so good. So is John. They're the best. They're the best at what they do. But
Right.
I don't know. I would love. I think since we're doing country, no, never mind. John Mayer. Hands
Okay.
down.
Well, wasn't John? John did a country song with somebody, didn't he?
John has so many country songs that are country, but of course they would never be on the radio for country. But he did a song with Chris Stapleton. It was called. He goes, I just remembered that I didn't care. It was a song they wrote one day, played it that night on John Mayer's tour in Nashville, and they recorded it with YouTube.
Wow.
And put it on there. It's incredible.
Wow. Okay, so Steven, I'm gonna mash that. I'm gonna turn that around a little bit because now Exit 216 is going out on their first world tour. You guys are opening up in arenas. You're playing in front of 50,000 people everywhere you go, or more, and you get to handpick your openers, and you get 2 of them. So, what 2 folks are groups, individuals, duos, whatever? Are you going to go to and say, we would like for you guys to come on tour with us on this arena tour?
Wow. I mean, they definitely wouldn't do it. I'm glad this is a fictional story, but I would say Dan and Shay. I love those guys. And Luke Combs. I mean, that would be my 2 that I would want to perform with and tour with.
Right. Great guys.
Yeah.
When I met Dan and Shay, it was their first tour.
Wow.
They were opening, and I don't even remember who they were opening with because I had so much fun hanging out with them.
Wow.
I mean, they were a blast. And so, great guys there. So what does the future hold right now for Exit 216? I know you guys said you got some stuff that's kind of, NDA stuff. You can't talk about it.
Can't talk.
But what do you have coming up immediately? You got any shows in the works? Are you looking at that right now?
Yeah, we're looking at a lot of things right now. That's why I said like so many things we want to talk about, but we really can't right now. But we're going to be putting out a lot of content, new music. I really want to talk to you and tell you what we got going on, but it's so top secret right now, bro.
Right.
And I don't want to mess up things, but we're in a good situation. That's all I got to say. We have a really good team of people, and we're going to be doing a lot of great things. That's the best thing I say. You're going to hear a lot about us and see a lot of us in the near future for sure.
That's awesome. And I'm excited to see what happens with you guys. I really think that you're gonna do good.
Thank you.
I do too.
Cole, if they're looking for your music, where do they go to find it?
Well, all the streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer. We're on every single one of them. We got a great. We have
Spotify, but hey.
Yeah, we got a great following on the streaming services right now. We got a steady 30,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. We released 2 songs. I mean, that's more than I could ask for, more than we could ask for. So we're about to get 60,000 streams on Robbery, and it's only been out for 5 weeks.
Wow.
5 weeks. So
yeah,
we're doing really good. So
yeah, just keeping the momentum going, and like I said, that once you know what I'm saying is top secret, if it comes to fruition, you'll be the first to know. But y'all will be the first.
That sounds great. Now you can go to their website, and I've got that is the website that I've got. I'm pointing my finger into the camera. Sorry. That is the correct website I've got up there, right? We are Exit 216.
Yep.
And so if they want to check you out on your social media, you can go there and they can follow you from there.
Yep. It's mainly Exit 216, but there are some, I think Twitter is We Are Exit 216. But we're very easy to find online. Exit 216, a very popular freeway exit everywhere around the world. So yeah, check us out. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Please follow us on IG, and thank you guys for the support.
Right. And I'll remember next time I'm in Nashville, if my wife says anything about exit 216, I'll say, are you talking the group or are you talking the exit? Do I need to turn or are we just turning up the radio?
That's why it's cool to have a name that sits well with the town, because anytime somebody passes that exit, they're going to think about us. So that's cool.
Exactly. And a lot of people pass that exit because, like you said, they're either coming or going.
Yep. There you go.
So, and hopefully if everything clears out and we get the okay in February of next year, there'll be a lot of radio people coming and going.
Exactly.
And hopefully they will know both exit 216s.
Exactly. You hit it on the head. Yes, sir.
Right. So, guys, I just want to thank you for coming on board tonight. It's been great talking to you. Really appreciate it. And keep us posted on all this top secret stuff. I just got my clearance up by the Music Mafia. John and Kenny, they upped my clearance, so I might be able to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I do.
Be the first to know. We like I said, we got some things cooking, and it's looking really bright. Like I said, the future's really bright for me and Cole. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good ride.
And if you need help getting anything out, that's what I'm here for.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's what I've been doing.
That mean a lot to me and Cole. So we really appreciate you guys interviewing us and spending this night with us.
Yeah,
absolutely. So go follow Exit 216 on all their social media. Be sure to follow Sarah on the New in Music on Instagram. She keeps you posted on all the new up and coming artists. And we've actually teamed up on this because I use Instagram to find a lot of you guys, and Sarah's been very gracious to help me out, and she helps me as far as promoting too. So go follow them, follow B4Nashville. You can check out the podcast on all the streaming platforms as well. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and I think 5 others. So we're everywhere that you can find Exit 16, you can find B4Nashville. So makes it pretty easy. Guys, again, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. And good luck in everything that's going on. Cole, good luck with the Outer Banks thing. And let us know on that too, brother.
Thank you, man.
You guys have a blessed day. Take it easy.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Guys.